Hello, and we are back for another week. Um, you know, First of all, I live in California, Southern California to be exact, and we have wind today. We have wind. Um, okay, I wrote a list and I want to start unpacking what I've been feeling this week. And typically I do these on Sundays, but I will be traveling this Sunday and this is a priority for me doing these weekly reflector sessions. So, here's the theme this week: self trust and loving yourself. I have had numerous conversations with women about this topic this week, which I find interesting. It's a theme that I'm noticing. Um, and the theme has been around selfishness. Now, this is February, Love Month, Self-Care Month, Black History Month, Let's Do All the Things Month. And I'm here for all of them. And it's kind of beautiful to see Black women embracing the conversation around self-care and rest and self-trust and personal power. And so I just want to share some of those things with you now. I think what we need to do is redefine the word selfish. We need to redefine that word and our relationship to that word. For so long for me, it was just kind of a negative. There was always a negative connotation to the word selfish, where like if you care too much about yourself, you'll automatically negatively impact somebody else in their life. And you don't want to do that. And I'm just thinking to myself, okay, then where's the line? Because it's important for us to have our own interests in mind in order to be in our power, to be unapologetically ourselves. Like at a certain point, we have to focus on us, our well-being, what we want out of life, what we need, and focus on it in a way that's like not taking from anyone else, but it's important for us to know these things for ourselves so that we can communicate it to the world and strengthen our relationships, right? Because something interesting happens when you do have time to focus on yourself and make that a priority. You then become so whole and so complete that you can choose into relationships. And that posture is much more powerful than a codependent posture, than a posture of, I don't know myself, I don't like myself, I have all of these insecurities, I feel a bunch of this lack within myself. Let me go find those things in someone else. Let me go find those things in a different community. Let me go find those things in a corporate job. Let me go find those things and get validation from other people. Do you see how different those two things are? So conversations around that has been recurring this week. I've also been feeling tired. And I've allowed myself to relax into that and to take more frequent time for rest. And not even rest where I'm like napping and sleeping. Now, I love a good nap. Don't get me wrong. I love a good nap. And I have taken naps this week. But there are times where I've just been so tired that I turn off my computers, put my phone away, and I just lay. Or I don't even want to read. I'll binge watch a TV show. Like I'm still awake, but I'm not focusing on work or art or and I'm not creating anything. I'm just relaxing. I've also spent time this week getting really quiet and doing more breath work, which has been so good for me. But I understand why people are like, breathing, it's so weird, so hard. You can't even begin to like take a deep breath right now. When is the last time you did that? When is the last time you took a deep, intentional breath? When is the last time you allowed your mind's eye to kind of like take inventory of your physical body? and then of your spiritual body, and then of your heart. Take inventory in your mind, what's going on in there, through breathing in and out. So I've been prioritizing that, and it's done wonders to help ground me, help really ground me. So there's that. Okay, this is another conversation that I've been having in a pattern I've been noticing. Hi, hey girl up here. Is how God responds when you not only vocalize your boundaries, but take aligned action toward putting boundaries in place in your life. There is a response from God, you can call it the universe. There is a response that happens when you take a stand. And it doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be anything crazy huge. You don't have to bang a hammer or announce to the world, I have boundaries now. You really don't have to do all that. You just have to start taking aligned action in support of what those boundaries are. So for me this week, this looks like I got an invitation to hang out with a couple friends. I'm available to hang out one-on-one with one of these people. I am not available to share space with the other individual right now in this season. And I had to come to terms with that. Why do I fake it hanging around different communities of people where I don't feel good? I'm not doing that anymore. So I say I'm no longer available for that to myself. And then in the moment, I just keep it really simple. Hey, won't be able to hang out in a group. Happy to hang out one-on-one. Boom. And it's none of your business how people perceive your boundaries, right? They don't need to know all the things. At least for me, simply creating the boundary is really good. So, and the universe responds to it. So I kid you not, I even had an invitation for a speaking invitation. I had 2 come through this week. The first one, speaking at a conference, and it was unpaid, but I would need to travel. So I said, I'm happy to support your conference. I'll waive the speaker fee, but I will need a travel stipend in the amount of fill in the blank. And typically I would not have said that. I would have been like, okay, I'll just do it, whatever you need. But it's so important to be aware of the energetic, how do I say this? The energy behind receiving an invitation, behind accepting it, and then fulfilling the work required to do it. What we don't want to happen is not have this boundary in place, not ask for what we need, and then get to this event and feel some type of way about it because you just spent $700, when you never vocalized that this was a need of yours. So as soon as I vocalized the need, immediately met with approval. Didn't even skip a beat. This happened with the second speaking engagement. As soon as I vocalized the need, immediate approval. So that's just something that I've been going through in my life, and I do feel like it can help you. The universe responds when you begin to take a stand in favor of your boundaries. So try it. Fourth thing. Relax into all of the things people labeled you, told you that, put caution tape around you about. Like maybe somebody was like, she's too loud. She's too quiet. She's not a people person. She's a lot, right? She, has authority issues. She blah, 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 blah. Whatever those labels are, write them down so you can see them on a sheet of paper. You can see them in one place. There's something powerful about spelling things out and writing things down. So write it down. And I want you to look at every single label that people have placed on you, that you have placed on you. These are all agreements that you have maybe not unconsciously signed, but that you have signed at one point in your life. Perhaps you were a child and you had to sign this agreement because okay, if they think I'm too loud, then I'm too loud. So I need to be less like me. I need to be less loud. I need to be more quiet. So you agreed to that when you were a child in order to get along, right? So when you read this list, I want you to hold it with this like sense of unconditional love and acceptance. I then want you to look at this list and say, what if these in all of these things is a key for me to reach my next evolution? What if inside the label, you're too loud, is a key? That's part of the puzzle. That when I put all of these things together, what if this is like why I'm here? What if these are all unique differentiators, things about me that I can remember, member, right? Return to these parts of me and create a space of curiosity. What would that look like? What would it look like if these labels were directly correlated to my divine design? What would that look like? So just kind of do this exercise. What this will help do is help you return to yourself, build that self-trust, that self-love. I think we spend a lot of our life, signing these agreements and taking on these labels. But what really happens is we like betray ourselves. And every time we betray ourselves, like a little piece of us chips off. Like a little piece of us is like, ugh, just like chiseled away every single time we betray ourselves. When we lean into our self-trust and we take action in favor of that self-love and self-trust, we rebuild it. And this circles back to the conversation of loving yourself. How many, and boundaries, and how the universe, how God responds to us when we say this far, no farther, to the people, places, and experiences in our life that we do not enjoy. So lean into that self-trust. I think that's my charge for you this week and in this season is like, lean into that self-trust, rebuild it. And the world, the universe, God will respond to that. Love you.